Monday morning. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to grow your prosperity in 2021 through 2024? Are you ready to change your course of your direction of your company? Are you ready? I just tell folks, are you just ready to do the things you need to do to grow and thrive and make a difference? And I always say we have to start out this year with the scripture that's going to take us to the next level. And so we do know that every year we have 4 quarters in owning your own business. So you have quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, no, quarter four. So in quarter one, our scripture is, if you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask for whatever you wish and it will be given to you. And isn't that powerful? Isn't that this powerful that if you believe and if you ask God for it and you do the work, it will happen. This year, 2021, is going to happen for you, for all of us, long as we are together, long as we are planning and prospering together. And what I came up with was the fact that when we together, we can do so much. When you together, everyone achieve. Everyone gets more. No one person can do it all. So, and the Bible tells you when two or three are gathered together, He will be in the midst, and a cord with one string will break compared to with three. And so our show, Plan to Prosper, is changing the mindset for us to have a more global mindset on how to build our companies. And we focus on entrepreneurs, business owners, startups, dreamers, hobbyists, after five, our hustlers, our nonprofits, and our faith base. We believe in prosperity. And having a global mindset, you just had to start thinking about success, what it is, and start planning for it. And then, what people do you need to reach out and touch? What ideals that you have? What resources do you need? What type of market you're going to test? And by doing all that, you come up with your marketing strategy. How you going to reach all of your clients on on a global mindset? Thinking global. Think about it. If you only is in one location, how is it that you can grow? Because eventually you're going to run out of those clients. And so Plan to Prosper TV station is about bringing entrepreneurs, business owners, startups, all of us together, faith-based, the nonprofit, to talk about strategies and techniques that we can use to grow and thrive in business. And I just want to tell you, this is going to be a great year. I know we're in COVID-19 and I understand that, but companies are really growing and thriving. And you can do that. You can be part of that. So, like I said, I'm just so excited to know that the things we're going to be doing and Plan to Prosper TV station. We are in 174 countries, all 50 states. And so for this quarter, from January 1 to March the 31st, we want to pray. We're going to be, we're going to fast. We're going to be believing, and we're going to ask, and we're going to receive the things that we're going to do, and we're going to work for that. Because in James 2 and 20, it tell you, but will they know, O vain man, the faith without work is dead. And so we have to work in order to ensure that we reach the income level that we desire. We're going to educate ourselves to gain wisdom and knowledge, and we're going to plan a strategy in order to help us grow and develop and help each other. I tell you, when you stop watching so much TV and spending some time developing your own product, when you stop gossiping so much around what someone else doing and be focused on what you're doing, we're going to look at time wasters, negative people. If you have not left them, take them back to 2020 and let them stay there. Be late, last minute decision, and we can no longer procrastinate. We have to talk about it. and then we got to leave it alone. And I am looking forward to what we're going to be doing in 2021 through 2024. And to kick this all off, I've been thinking about what is the best way to start our quarter 1. And it's the fruit of the Spirit. And you have to be engaged in the fruit of the Spirit. Look at these beautiful apples. It's like they are solid, they are firm, they make you think of, oh my goodness, you could, whenever you bite down on it, you could taste the sweetness, the juice, how it just take your mouth and your tongue to another level. And so I'm going to encourage you to dig deep and apply the fruit of the Spirit. The first fruit of the Spirit you must have is love. Love what you're doing. Be compassionate about your opportunity, what product or service that you are offering. Love it, embrace it, because when you love what you're doing, it's easy to get up early in the morning and do it. It's easy to stay up late. It become a part of you. And have some joy. And it is so great when, for me to wake up and know that I'm going to be part of a platform, 174 countries and all 50 states. I just get so happy to know that I'm going to be part of helping someone else reach their dream, helping someone else grow and thrive. And the great thing about Plan to Prosper, we have an opportunity for you to have your own show right here on our station. So if you want to just go to www, the Sharon Cameron Group, Plan to Prosper, just send us a note, let us know that you're interested in having your own show, and we are interested in having you to be part of this prosperity. And part of the fruit of the Spirit is goodness. When I think about goodness, I think about how good God is to us and how we need to reciprocate that back throughout our company. Just having the love and the joy, and then wrap that up into goodness. Just being a beacon for someone else to say, wow, they are doing that. I know I can do that. Having peace in the midst of trials and tribulation, and owning your own company. Because I'm going to tell you, if you are owning your own company, they're going to be the ups and the downs. It is not a one size fit all. It's not, all good things. You're going to have good days, bad days, in between days. But at the very end, and all the sin is done, you're going to have peace, because you're going to do your best every day to make sure that you are having joy in faithfulness. Being part of a faithfulness process of the fruit of the Spirit is being faithful to what you're doing, your cause. Think about it. If you're faithful to show up to work every day, produce a great service, and you thinking on the mindset, your mindset is, I want to continue to grow. If I could be on a global mindset, for it, you'll have clients around the world. So let's be faithful. Do not give up on your product and service. Keep going at it, keep moving forward, and it will happen for you. And be patient. Everything don't happen overnight. You have to work out some things. Sometimes you may start one way, thinking, okay, this is a good slide, or this is a good marketing strategy, and you may have to tweak it. I know for us, since we have launched this station, we have spent time tweaking it before we rolled it out. In the beginning, I had a show, and I spent time growing and developing the show before I went on to acquire the station, where I could bring other entrepreneurs on and learn how to develop and help them develop and grow. And so we went from just having just a regular show to a station now. But we had to take patience. We had to learn the craft. I ended up had to go to engineer school to understand what it is to be how engineer work and they roll into making the show roll out. And that was exciting. Gentleness. Be gentle to yourself. Be gentle to your clients. Be wholehearted compassion to other people and have compassion on people. Kindness, being really focused on being kind because your clients is going to depend on you and the way that you develop them. That's how they are going to be able to help grow. Self control, having self control over your tongue, having self control over situations that you may not be able to control right away. And so we're going to move on down and talk about opportunities. We have several different opportunities. I call them our six senses. We have our eyes, we got to see, our tongue, our ears. Hey, how about your hand, our nose, and just our self awareness around us. Our eyes is so very important to us. Why do I need them in business as it relates to all your senses? How do I use them in business? What is the purpose of them? And do I need all six of them? And how each of the roles of my senses makes a difference. And see, as you use all your six senses, it's going to help you develop strategies and tools so you can grow and thrive. It's going to help you look through your day in advance and how you can be more productive. Because in John 1, 1 through 4, it talks about the Bible takes it that which was formed from the beginning, which we have heard and which we have seen with our own eyes, which we have looked upon and our own hands has handled of the word of life. I have a very deep foundation that God is my business partner. And because God is my business partner, I know that I can do all things through Jesus Christ that strengthens us. And so I rely on my senses to help me go through, like taming the tongue. Sometimes your clients may upset you, and this is a human feeling. But how do you tame that tongue to not say anything in order for you not to lose that contract, or in order for someone not to go back out and talk about it? So I think that's so important that you tame your tongue and that you listen to what people say. Sometimes one of our strongest communication is listening. You know, not only do you listen, repeat back to them what they said. That way, are you sure that I hear what you're saying? Because sometimes we can hear something, but if you repeat it back to someone, they can correct you and say, yes, that's correct, or no, that's not. And then just your self awareness, knowing what's around you, knowing what's going on around you at all times, and being able to understand it and embrace it and help you become more of a stronger leader. And so, in this new world that we're in, so often many people tell you that you do not need a business plan. They'll say, well, I don't have a company, I don't have a business plan. But I'm going to say this to you: it's biblical to have a business plan. It is. It is. Even the Lord say, write my answer plainly on the table so that a runner can carry the correct message to other. Habakkuk 2:2. If God didn't think you need to write your stuff down, He would never have placed that in the word. you have to have a map of where you're going and how you're going to get there. Now, so often people say about a business plan is that's going to be 100 pages. No, for so many times, so often startups, your business plan may be only 5 pages. For people that's been in business for 5 or 6 years, your business plan may be only 10 pages. It depends on your services or your product, how long your business plan is. So you need to get it down on paper because it's going to help you drive home how much income that you desire to make. And so a business plan help you, as you can see, help you define what is your mission statement and the company background and what product or service do you offer. Sometimes we think we offer the right product or service, but when you start expanding and you start trying to figure out who's my market in a different area, how to reach them, you have to make sure that your product and service is correctly. And then how do you market it to your client base? What tools and strategies are you using? How would they help you grow and thrive? How do you help make sure that your income that you're asking for is marketable? You know, if you want to make $100,000, how much you willing to pay in order to create a marketing plan? Who is your competitors out there? And all of us have competitors, and some of us say, "Well, I'm not competing against anybody." What you are doing, you are competing for that client. You really are. And so I tell people my competition is myself, and then everyone else is just helping me figure out how to be the best person. Create a SWOT analysis, which it tells me what is my strengths, what are my weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in my company as well as myself, and then the operation, how do my company operate in order to make the profit that I want. And my financial planning is how is my cash flow, my revenue, my expenses. And then we have a timeline. How long do it is going to take us to get to attain this wealth that we are striving to reach? And then how do you bring all of that together into executive summary to have your mindset that you can put that somewhere that you can read it, that you don't have to read the whole entire plan, but you can read it. And I encourage folks to really um, write your mission statement and put it places around your office so you can see it. Well, you don't know this is what I'm here for. Write down what you want your finance to look like for quarter 1. So if it's $30,000 you're trying to make in quarter 1, write that down so you have a way of tracking how you're going to make that $30,000. And part of the business plan I always talk to people about is that there's some components that you have to need. Wisdom. Wisdom from Exodus 31:3. And I have filled him with the Spirit of God and wisdom and in understanding and knowledge and in all matters of workmanship. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom and never stop learning. Well, you have a business plan on this side and you need to figure out how do I grow? Well, you're going to have to educate yourself over and over and over and over again. Through this education, you're going to be able to grow and thrive and make a difference. You're reading is so powerful. Knowing the latest information in the field that you're in is going to really help you decide on how your income stream is going to look. So get some books in your industry and start reading and studying them. That's going to make such a big difference for you. And never stop learning. Knowledge is such a powerful tool. So often when I'm coaching and working with people, we talk about um, how many books do they read. Now I read 4 books a month, and how I read them is that I'm not a reader that sit down and read the whole entire book. I'm a reader that have 4 books, and I read some out of each one every night and every morning. And by doing that, I can read 4 books a month because I want to read for understanding and to be able to apply what I read to it. And so reading is a powerful tool. You are able to advance your company through that learning strategy. So I'm going to encourage you to read, read, read. We will be sharing some reading tips with you for books and stuff that you can invest in, download, listen to. I'm a hardback person. I need the book if I can highlight it. I love highlighting and I love rereading the book. Sometimes I may read a book twice. It's just like reading the Bible. Every time I read, I learn something different, something new. And so, but it's not just that. I also take it one step. I implement it. I implement what I read in my company so I can grow and thrive. So get ready for reading. People that's millionaires, they read. If you want to know something about a millionaire, they are reading, they are studying, they are making sure they up. Let me give you a great lesson. If you're in a certain industry, download the app on your phone. So if something new happens, you are the first one it pops up and you can read about it. So with Google out there and all these sites out there, make sure you have an app on your phone that is something in that industry happen. You are abreast of that. Knowledge is power, and it's the most powerful tool that you can have. The world opens up for you whenever you educate yourself. You can never stop learning, growing, and thriving. So I want you to remember that when you create that business plan, you're also building the building blocks for understanding and knowledge. It's going to take you to a level of just I just can't tell you. I can't wait till we start reading books together. Oh my goodness. And so I will be putting some books out for us to read together and for us to come together. See, the thing about knowledge, and I like this chart because this is how knowledge works. Knowledge, you start with the subject. What is it that you want to learn? What process are you going to go through to attain this information? And how are you going to analyze it to implement it to your project you have? And what concepts, ooh, excuse me, what concepts are you going to use after you process it that can help you reach your goal? And then you have to study it and think about it. See, too often we make quick decisions. And I tell folks that sometimes you may have to step back. Before I make a decision on something major, I take some time to think about it. As long as it's not life and death, I'll wait till the next day and just give my time. Don't act on your emotion. You're going to have some great ideas that's going to come out of this process. Some really great ideas that's going to come out of the knowledge based process. And what theories are you going to support it? What learning strategies that you're going to use? Is this in the scholars behind it? Well, how will they grow? What the facts is? I would say take this model here and be able to apply it throughout your learning curve of knowledge and understanding. What good is it to have all this knowledge if you do not understand what it means? I like this quote: I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. So understanding the whole component around how to grow your company. You ain't got to know everything, but you got to understand the processes that go into it. And so let me give you a good example. When I moved from having a show, Plan to Prosper, to having this station, Plan to Prosper station, I made sure that I understood the inner workings. So if I had a problem or question, I would be able to talk to the engineer in such of a way that I knew the language that he was talking about, and he knew that I understood the language in the engineer field. So I think that's so very important. Let's move on to around communication. One of the biggest problems is we do not listen to understand, we listen to reply. And I'm going to tell you that is the wrong approach. We should use communication as the foundation to understand. And so when I'm listening to people, I'm listening to understand what they're saying, what is it they're wanting from me, and can I give it back to them the way they want. And so a great way to do that is to you to pay attention to what people are saying. And I always use the 5 W's and the 1 H, and that is when, what, why, who, and whom, and where. And sometimes I do who/home. So you're talking to or whom you're talking to. Why do you think this is a great way to process this? What's the outcome when you want it done? And then how's this process is going to help you get to the next level of your income that you're looking for. So I just encourage you to use that model to help you move from one step to the other one. And then let's shift gears a little bit and help you understand why you're doing that. Because at sometimes so many entrepreneurs make the mistake of working too much in their business compared to own their business. And that way they're not able to grow and thrive because they every day they say, okay, I got to make a sale, I got to make a sale, I got to make a sale, I got to make a sale. Well, how about if you sit down and do strategies to how you're going to make that sale? What did that mean by making that sale in a strategy?